Welcome. In this session, we'll focus on the health, hygiene, and sanitation. Now, this lecture is comprehensively dedicated to understanding each of these aspects in micro details, where we'll be focusing on policies, programs, and the real groundwork. Now, if we talk about the women health in India, we understand that health is not just a biological state, but it is highly linked to, we could say, the socio-economic status, the political agencies that are working for it, and even the cultural basis and the cultural roots on which it is grounded. So, all these together determine what is health, and therefore, simply conceptualizing health as a biological state does not make sense. Now, another important thing is we talk about a comprehensive life cycle approach. Now, comprehensive life cycle approach talks about a systemic way where we treat from the very infancy to adolescence and to adulthood to the reproductive years and finally to the old age. That means this whole approach from birth till death is taken into account when we talk about a life cycle approach. And when we focus on women's health, we need to understand that these kind of approaches are really the very basis. And another important thing is twofold. One is the maternal and the child health care, and the second is reproductive and the child health care approach. So MCH and RCH are two important approaches that we'll discuss as we proceed here. And the next important thing is the state sponsored programs for the various interventions. Now, one such program could be, let's say, for maternal mortality or reducing the child sex ratio, the differences or the declining child sex ratio. Now, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao is one such example of a state-sponsored programmatic intervention. There are numerous other programs that we'll discuss as we proceed in this lecture, but yes, the idea remains the same, focusing on the epidemics, epidemiology, the occupational safety of the women, talking about the extreme vulnerabilities which are present, let's say, in the unorganized sector, and then addressing the maternal health, the nutrition, the child care, all together under one interdisciplinary approach. So here we focus on the framework where we focus specifically on the aspect of double burden. Now, this double burden simply means that the unpaid work which is done at the household is not counted but is the real work, and then there is the work which is actually in the job sphere. So women usually face the double burden where the domestic responsibilities and the job responsibilities come together. So we call it as the public and the private sphere. So the private sphere is the reproductive age group and the reproductive cycle. The public sphere is the productive aspect where you say the job market and the labor market is the major idea. And then in the next lectures, we will discuss on to women in development and gender in development. So women and development, women in development, and gender and development. So three important theories that are related to it, which we'll cover in the next lectures. Now here, as we need to understand that women are not just the passive receptors as they were in the previous time. However, now they are actively recognized in the development, and therefore the approach has changed from women in development to gender in development. And this idea of double burden needs to be understood in a more comprehensive way, where we also focus on the occupational well-being, onto the mental well-being, and the real bifurcation of the public and the private spheres of the job. So the next important is the concept of second shift. Now, this concept of second shift was popularized by a sociologist, Hochschild. Now, Errol Hochschild actually focused on this work in 1989, and this work was what was called as the second shift, working parent and the revolution at home. Now, this work, which was known as the working parents and the revolution at home in the second shift, highlighted the analysis of women for occupational responsibilities and mental health challenges, and Hochschild Hochschild actually talked about the ethnographic researches where women's role was actually taken into account. So this research focused that there has been always a gender role biasness which has persisted, and that is towards the patriarchal traditional system of the society. The women are actually disproportionately burdened with the unpaid household labor, and usually on an average there is 301 minutes per day of the unpaid domestic work that a woman puts in contrast to which the man has very less, around 98. So this whole set talks about child care, the care for the aged in the family, the care for the young, and then the preparation for the meal, the domestic chores, along with the workload which is seen at the workplace. So this dual burden creates what we can say is a structural inequality in the system, and this structural inequality leads to numerous forms. For example, it leads to physical exertion, physical stress. It leads to lack in the parity in career development. Since women are not able to give ample amount of time to the career, their career might suffer. So there have been various time use surveys, demographic surveys which have been done, and this talks about how the unpaid domestic work is very harmful in contrast to men, where it's just 98 minutes, women spending around 301 minutes. Now this limits their capacity for, be it the economic participation, be it the political participation, or be it any kind of active involvement in the societal role. So ultimately what happens is this relates to the second shift, relates to the lifestyle diseases, it relates to the stress related disorders, and affects the women health in one form or the other. So this work of second shift by Arlie Hochschild is very